Ever wondered how your next car might shift the balance of global power? Well, buckle up, because electric vehicles aren't just changing how we drive. They're reshaping entire economies, changing international trade policies, and possibly even dismantling the dominance of the US dollar. Yes, you heard that right. Today we're diving deep into the world of EVs and finding out who's driving the future and who's about to be left in the dust. This isn't your typical gas versus electric debate. Oh no, this is Mwaki Insights, where we connect the dots of geopolitics, energy, and everything in between. According to recent studies, the global EV market is projected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 21.1% from 2021 to 2028. Experts believe that by 2030, EVs could make up 30% of all vehicle sales worldwide. This shift is expected to reduce global oil demand by 2 million barrels per day, significantly impacting oil-dependent economies. So, stay tuned. And by the way, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, feel free to subscribe whenever you feel that spark. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. The electric vehicle revolution is here, and it's not just some tech trend, it's a movement. Countries like Norway are already at the forefront, with over 80% of new car sales being EVs. China, they're producing more EVs than any other country, with their eyes set on global domination. And the US? Well, let's just say Tesla isn't sitting on the sidelines, folks. But what's the real kicker here? It's not just about the cars. It's about the shift towards clean energy and reducing emissions. EVs don't spew out CO2, nitrogen oxides, or particulate matter, meaning they're a godsend for our cities, which are currently choking on fumes. That's why governments are incentivizing EV adoption, offering rebates, and handing out tax credits like candy. The market is booming with key players like Nissan, BMW, and Audi stepping up their game, each introducing innovative models to capture consumer interest. Technological advancements are also driving this growth. Battery technology is improving rapidly, leading to longer ranges and faster charging times. And let's not forget the integration of AI and autonomous driving features, which are set to revolutionize how we think about transportation. It's not just personal vehicles either. Electric trucks and buses are making waves, promising a cleaner future for public and commercial transportation. The global EV market is on an upward trajectory, with sales expected to skyrocket in the coming years. Industry experts predict that EVs will soon dominate the automotive landscape. Alongside the vehicles, a whole ecosystem of services is emerging, from smart charging solutions to apps that optimize your driving experience. The future of electric vehicles is bright, with endless possibilities on the horizon. The silent revolution is here, and it's only just beginning. Now, let's take a geopolitical detour, shall we? Electric vehicles aren't just disrupting the automotive industry, they're threatening to rewrite global power dynamics. For decades, oil has been the lifeblood of the world economy. Countries like Saudi Arabia and Russia have enjoyed their throne atop the oil empire. But with the rise of EVs, that throne is getting shakier by the day. And then there's China. China. While the rest of the world is still debating whether EVs are the future, China is stockpiling the very elements that make this revolution possible: lithium, cobalt, and nickel. They practically own the EV battery supply chain, and as tariffs rise, trade wars intensify, and sanctions shift, control over these resources is key. It's not just about making cars, it's about securing the future of energy. The shift to EVs is also reshaping international relations. Countries are now vying for dominance in the new energy landscape. The European Union is pushing for stricter emissions regulations, aiming to reduce dependency on oil and promote renewable energy. Meanwhile, the United States is investing heavily in EV infrastructure to regain its competitive edge. And let's not forget Africa, where the race for critical minerals is intensifying, bringing both opportunities and challenges for local economies. As the geopolitical chessboard shifts, the stakes are higher than ever. The future of energy and indeed global power is being redefined. Speaking of trade wars, let's talk tariffs. EVs are caught right in the middle of some of the most complicated trade deals in modern history. In the US, there's been a huge push to increase domestic EV production. This means tariffs on imported EVs from countries like China, which leads to, you guessed it, higher prices for consumers. Europe? They're retaliating with their own tariffs, all while trying to build their own EV manufacturing base. Here's the kicker. These tariffs don't just affect big corporations, they hit the consumers directly in the wallet. Suddenly, that shiny new Tesla or Nissan Leaf is looking a bit pricier than you thought, huh? Take Tesla, for example. The company has had to navigate tariffs on both imported parts and exported vehicles. This has led to price adjustments that directly impact consumers. On the other side, Chinese EV brands like NIO and BYD face similar challenges when exporting to the US and Europe. They have to deal with tariffs that make their vehicles less competitive in foreign markets. European brands like Volkswagen are also feeling the pinch as they try to balance local production with global demand. Consumers across the globe are left to bear the brunt of these trade wars, often paying more for their electric vehicles. The ripple effects of these tariffs and trade wars are felt worldwide, influencing not just prices but also the pace of innovation and adoption in the EV industry. Let's not forget the fuel behind the EV revolution: lithium and cobalt. These minerals are the lifeblood of EV batteries. But getting them? Oh, it's not pretty. We're talking about environmental devastation in places like Chile and Argentina, and human rights abuses in countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo, where child labor is used in cobalt mining. It's the classic geopolitical power play. Countries rich in these resources hold the keys to the kingdom. The question is, how long will they hold onto those keys? As demand skyrockets, the control over these precious elements will become an even fiercer battle. However, there are opportunities for innovation in sustainable mining practices and recycling technologies. Researchers are exploring alternatives and improvements to reduce the environmental and ethical impacts. The future of EVs depends not just on the availability of lithium and cobalt, but on how responsibly we can source and use them. And now, a curveball. Could EVs actually be part of a larger story about de-dollarization? It sounds wild, but think about it. The US dollar has long been tied to oil, the petrodollar. Countries that rely on oil exports are dependent on transactions in US dollars, which props up the currency. But what happens when the world shifts from oil to electric? When EVs take over and oil demand drops, could this erode the dollar's dominance? It's a theory, sure, but one worth thinking about as we watch this energy transition unfold. The global economy is deeply interconnected, and shifts in energy sources can ripple through financial systems. If electric vehicles reduce the world's reliance on oil, the demand for US dollars in global trade could decrease. This could lead to a more diversified currency landscape, with other currencies gaining prominence. As we move towards a greener future, the financial implications are vast and complex. The rise of electric vehicles might just be the beginning of a broader economic transformation. So, as we embrace this silent revolution, let's keep an eye on how it reshapes the global financial landscape. Okay, we've covered the past and present. Now let's talk about the future. What's next for EVs? We're talking better batteries, faster charging, and a more robust infrastructure. Imagine charging your car in minutes instead of hours. According to Bloomberg NEF, battery costs are expected to drop by 58% by 2030. Imagine cities with zero tailpipe emissions, a goal many countries aim to achieve by 2050. Roads that charge your vehicle as you drive over them are becoming a reality, with pilot projects already underway in Sweden and Israel. The race is on, and every major economy is vying for a slice of the pie. Experts predict that by 2040, over half of all new car sales will be electric. Will China continue to dominate? With their aggressive policies and investments, they currently lead the market. Will the US catch up? The Biden administration's push for a $174 billion investment in EVs suggests they might. Or will Europe emerge as the EV powerhouse? The European Green Deal aims for 30 million electric cars by 2030. Only time will tell, but trust me, it's going to be an electrifying journey, with innovations and advancements that will reshape our world. So, what's the bottom line? Electric vehicles are changing everything. They're not just cleaner or cheaper to run, they're rewiring global politics, energy markets, and even the future of money. If you found this breakdown insightful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't just watch from the sidelines, join the conversation. And hey, while you're at it, share this video with anyone who thinks EVs are just a passing trend. Let's wake them up together. Take action today, sign petitions, attend community events, and consider installing a home EV charger. Thanks for tuning in to Mwaki Insights. Until next time, drive safe and stay informed.